What are these circular cap-looking things I found while cleaning out my dead dad's safe? They are small, around 1 inch in diameter. Maybe some kind of relic from his father's construction and demolition career. Any ideas? They are World War II German Army visor cap cockades. These were manufactured as part of the standard issue for German Army officers' visor caps. They were produced in large quantities by various manufacturers, each adhering to strict specifications to ensure uniformity. It was worn by officers across different branches of the German Army, serving both functional and symbolic purposes. Today, these are sought-after collectibles for military history enthusiasts. Its detailed craftsmanship and historical significance make it a prized item. Then OP replied, "This undoubtedly came from my grandfather, who did indeed fight in World War II, and absolutely not on the German side. He was re-enlisted after having served in the army during World War I, never deployed, despite being 45 at the time of Pearl Harbor. It took him at least a year of trying until the Corps of Engineers finally agreed his experience as a master mechanic would be useful. He landed at Normandy, fought in the Battle of the Bulge, hunted boars with submachine guns in the Black Forest, apparently liberated a camp. He didn't talk about that part. Then I told him, 'Thank you for your reply. And thank you to your grandfather for his legendary service. I am willing to bet each of those hat pins was taken off the cap of dead Nazi by an Allied soldier, probably your Gramps. My great-grandfather had a cord necklace with something like 19 severed human left ears he collected from enemies he eliminated during the Korean War. We found them in his safe when he passed. Very eerie feeling to find war trophies for sure. I don't know why left ears and not right ears. I've wondered about that my whole adult life." What is this heavy object that turns? It's around 600 grams, and it's old. My mom had it when she passed, and it ended up with me. My first thought was an old-time pencil sharpener. It does rotate like a pencil sharpener, but it doesn't sharpen pencils. I opened it for the pictures in case the weird inside gives a clue. I'm clueless. Any ideas? It's not a pencil sharpener, but a pencil pointer, more formally known as a lead pointer. My drafting teacher would gripe at anyone who referred to theirs as a pencil sharpener. It was patented on February 6, 1951, by Edward L. Cayo of Benton Harbor, Michigan. It's for sharpening those old mechanical 2mm graphite rod pencils. Extend your lead out a bit and turn it in a circle by holding the pencil. What is this metal hook device found in the attic of a house that is approximately 45 years old? The previous owner left it in the attic, and for the life of me, I can't figure out what it is. I have looked for ad markings and haven't found any. I googled and looked through images and I couldn't find anything remotely close to it. Any help or insight is much appreciated. It's a 1930s ladder jack. They hook onto the rungs of a ladder. With a pair of ladders and ladder jacks, you can put a plank between them as a work platform. As someone who uses modern Werner ladder jacks on the daily, this thing terrifies me. What is this thing I found while magnet fishing in southwest Missouri under a bridge? The weight of it is right at 2 pounds, and it appears to be mostly cast iron except for the pulley wheel. Embossed on the back says Reliable Ranger and patented October 29, 1901. Google Lens was no help, and I searched for Reliable Ranger, showed a huge selection of Ford Ranger trucks, and not much else. Any ideas on what this could be? It's an antique cast iron barn door roller. I cannot find the patent for it, but I found a pair just like yours, marked Reliable Hanger. These hangers are made to be used on a round track. It was manufactured by Alith Manufacturing Company of Chicago, Illinois. What is this hand-sized tablet with notches on the backside, found on a ridgeline in Conway, Massachusetts? It's made out of stone, the opposite side is smooth, and no markings at all aside from the notches, and definitely not weathered off the face. If anyone recognizes it, I would like to know. Here's an update. I reached out to the state's head archaeologist. This object appears to be a mid to late 19th century headstone, marking a child's grave or some sort of cenotaph children's memorial. This general area of Conway State Forest is part of a former agricultural homestead landscape, so a poorly marked cemetery or cenotaph memorial near to the former home site is not especially surprising. I'm scheduling a time to go with the archaeologist to return it. I'm also thinking of a way, if allowed, to offer historical context and a bit more visibility of the site as it was stashed in between stones. What is this lightweight shallow silver scooper with bakelite handle, found in an Italian fancy villa? It's very fancy, and it seems like maybe it would be for ashes. It didn't seem used for much, but it had some polish residue on it, so it could be silver. I'm uncertain what it could be used to scoop effectively. The scoop seems too small to really be effective for most things. Any idea what's going on with this? It's a 19th century crumb scoop. You just sweep it across the tablecloth and try to scoop up crumbs. Then it says you should dump them on the guest's used plate to take them away. What are these soft rods of various diameters I found in a barn? Around 16 inches long, I have no idea of the material, but it writes on concrete. I've tried Google Lens and various keywords to no avail. I have no luck reading the container either. It is well rusted from being in a barn near the Gulf of Mexico. Any help would be most appreciated. They are carbon arc welding electrodes from the late 19th to the early 20th century. Older ones did not have the copper coating typical of modern electrodes. In carbon arc welding, a carbon electrode is used to produce an electric arc between the electrode and the materials being bonded. This arc produces temperatures in excess of 3000 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the separate metals form a bond and become welded together. It was the first arc welding process developed, but is not used for many applications today, having been replaced by twin carbon arc welding and other variations. What is this 3-inch tall brass octagonal prism with slits on the sides, found at an estate sale? The serrated part in the middle turns and is attached to a screw at the bottom. The 8 slits have different sized carvings at each extremity, except for half of them, which are enlarged on half of their height with a string that passes in the middle and is attached by a screw. Any clues? It's a 19th century surveyor's square, also known as surveyor's cross, made in France circa 1880. Each side has a slot, which allows to aim the distance and evaluate 90 and 45 degrees when measuring the field. Equipped at the base with a handle, which is used to fix the instrument to a pole or tripod. When not in use, the handle stores away within the body. What is this tool I found in my grandma's kitchen? Around 6 inches long, with a wooden handle, and no maker's mark or writings of any kind on it. It has a very unusual design, with weird loops on both sides. Any ideas? Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.